Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus and on Facebook for a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast. And by the way, if you have a comment, question, feel free to type it on in, and I'll try and answer as many of those questions as possible. Now, today, warm and fairly breezy out there. You'll probably notice the winds this afternoon, especially until about kind of 5, 6 o'clock. Then those winds back on off. Tomorrow, if you want some cooler weather, you'll get it for your day tomorrow. And it's mainly dry for this upcoming week. Now, temperatures outside right now, a lot of 80s and 90s on the eastern plains, 95 already in Ray. That's where you have less cloud cover. And then to the mountains, 60s and 70s for the most part. So if you want some cooler weather, you don't have to head up too much in elevation to find it. Now, today, temperatures into the low 90s, right around 90 degrees should do it for us here in Denver. And that sunrise is at 5:30 a.m. Now, interesting about today, today's the final full day officially of spring, which means the summer solstice is at about 3:13 a.m. tomorrow morning. So today is the second longest day of the year, about 15 hours and 2 minutes of sunlight for us here in Denver. Tomorrow will be about 1 second, in fact, about 9/10 of a second longer than today. So for all intents and purposes, today is our longest day of the year, with the summer solstice taking place officially early tomorrow morning. It will be windy at times this afternoon. So that's one thing I kind of haven't mentioned yet, is those winds will really kick on up or will be there for us for the next few hours. I'll have, again, more on that here in just a second. Low to mid-90s, eastern plains, mountains, 60s and 70s for the most part. What you're looking at here, by the way, about 5-ish degrees above average for this time of year. Denver's average high for today is 85 degrees. Nothing that hot compared to average, but we should get up to 90 degrees once again, which, by the way, would mark our 11th day at 90 or above so far this year. That is pretty considerably ahead of schedule. That would be our 10th day so far this month at 90 plus, and in June we only average about 7 or 8 days at 90 or above, and of course it's only June the 20th, so plenty of time yet to go. Now the winds, okay, haven't talked about that a whole lot yet. Here's a closer look in at some of those gusts. DIA around 30 miles an hour, did have a gust earlier on to about 40 miles an hour, something to watch for. And then Berthoud Pass had a gust up to about 51 miles an hour earlier on this morning. So those winds at times have certainly been noticeable, to say the least, especially into the foothills and into the mountains. Here into the metro area, those winds, I would call it more of a breezy day, about 20 to maybe at times 30, 35 miles an hour. And those winds will be with us over the course of the next few hours. So again, until about 5, 6 o'clock, then those winds slowly start to relax along the Front Range and throughout eastern Colorado. By about 6, 7 o'clock, those winds really do dissipate. And by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, we're talking about calm winds. The winds won't be an issue for your day tomorrow for the most part. A little bit breezy in the Denver area and eastern Colorado, but for the most part, tomorrow, a lot less windy compared to today. Now, you might notice a few clouds for us out there here in the Denver area this afternoon. Nothing too crazy about those clouds, more bark than bite with those clouds. But into southeastern Colorado, that's where we could see a few showers and storms develop, including the potential for severe weather for the southeastern corner of the state out by Lamar, Springfield, so again, Baca, Prowers counties. That's where you could be looking at that highest potential for severe storms, but for the most part, statewide, we are dry for today. Again, just far eastern Colorado, far southeastern Colorado. This is really the only parts of the state where you have any sort of meaningful chance at seeing a shower or a storm. So for tonight, temperatures drop back into the mid-60s with that sunset at 8:30 p.m. That's not too bad for this time of year, or temperature's not too bad for this time of year. It's mostly on the clear side here in the Denver area. The Front Range mainly looking on the dry side. Now, if you're going outside, check out the Colorado Avalanche Game 3. Low 90s for this afternoon, upper 80s by 6 p.m. and then by 9 o'clock, 80 degrees. So if you're heading out to the watch party, bring sunscreen, bring plenty of water, and notice, no lightning for this afternoon or tonight. I think you know where I'm going with that one. Tomorrow, though, a little bit cooler than today. Thank you for tolerating that dad joke. Mid-80s for this afternoon. It'll be breezy during the morning, but again, not a big deal. The wind going to be more of a bigger deal today compared to tomorrow. We do get a weak cold front that drops on through tonight, and that will keep us on the seasonal side as we get into your day tomorrow. So again, our average high for this time of year, about 85, 86 degrees, 84 for your day tomorrow in Denver. Southern Colorado, more cloud cover down this way, so that's why we're cooler in this part of the state. 91 in Grand Junction, and eastern Colorado, 80s for the most part, where we get a bit more sunshine. As I mentioned, tomorrow, a bit more cloud cover in southern Colorado, and that's also where we could see a few showers and storms develop. So the San Juans on east into the San Luis Valley, as well as into the southeastern corner of the state. That's where we'll have a better chance at seeing a shower or a storm for your day tomorrow. Then those showers and storms kind of pivot east as we get into late tomorrow night, and then it should be a lot calmer by the time we get into your Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, a bit more on the breezy side for us into Denver. I think tomorrow in the Denver area front range, it looks generally calmer in terms of those winds. They pick back up again a bit for your Wednesday. Then Thursday and Friday, we warm on up with isolated storms returning to the picture by the time we get into the Friday, Saturday time frame. And by the way, next weekend looks fairly active. So if you're planning ahead, maybe, I don't know, looking at a camp trip for the first full weekend of summer, I would plan around some showers and storms. It looks pretty active, especially in the southwestern part of the state, with some monsoonal showers and storms that kick back up. Now, I'm not seeing any comments or questions, so I know it's a fairly tranquil forecast for the most part through the end of the week. So I'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us here on Facebook Live, and have a great rest of your day.